Have you ever wondered how political parties in India finance their campaigns? Ever heard of the term electoral bonds? Well, these bonds are now at the center of a major controversy. Introduced by Prime Minister Narendra Modi's government in 2017, electoral bonds were meant to bring transparency to political donations. However, recent disclosures suggest these bonds may have been used to launder money, with firms under investigation making large, opaque donations to various political parties. So, let's delve into this controversy and understand how an instrument intended for transparency in political funding ended up being a conduit for corruption. Rewind to 2017 when Prime Minister Narendra Modi's government introduced the Electoral Bond scheme. This innovative initiative was touted as a tool to cleanse political funding, and it was met with a mixed bag of reactions. Despite the government's assurances of transparency and accountability, there were those who raised their eyebrows, skeptical of the scheme's potential implications. Critics pointed out the possible misuse of these bonds, fearing they could become a conduit for black money into political funding. They questioned the anonymity provided to donors, suggesting it could facilitate quid pro quo relationships between companies and political parties. But the government, firm in its conviction, dismissed these concerns, arguing that the anonymity was necessary to protect donors from potential backlash. Furthermore, they highlighted the scheme's potential to democratize political funding, allowing even the common man to contribute to the political process. Despite the initial apprehensions, the scheme was implemented, setting the stage for the controversy that was about to unfold. Fast forward to recent revelations from a data dump by the State Bank of India. The data dump, it turns out, was a treasure trove of information, shedding light on the murky world of electoral bonds. It revealed the involvement of multiple private firms, some of which were already under investigation. These companies funneled millions of dollars through electoral bonds, effectively donating to various political parties in power. These companies, interestingly enough, weren't just any run-of-the-mill firms. We're talking about big players like Future Gaming who, despite facing probes, continued to make substantial donations. This raises the question, why were these firms, facing investigations, so keen on making such hefty contributions? The data dump also revealed the recipients of these donations. The Bharatiya Janata Party, or BJP, emerged as the largest beneficiary, receiving a significant chunk of these funds, but they weren't the only ones. Other parties, including the Trinamool Congress and the Dravida Munnetra Kazhagam, also received considerable donations. This raises another question. Why did these parties accept funds from firms under investigation? The revelations from this data dump have done more than just expose the opaque world of electoral bond donations. They have brought to light a reality that many have suspected for a long time: the potential for a quid pro quo relationship between companies and political parties. The idea here is straightforward, yet troubling. Companies donate large sums of money to political parties and in return expect certain favors once the party is in power. If this is indeed the case, then we're looking at a potential breeding ground for corruption and extortion, hidden under the guise of political donations. These revelations have not only validated the initial concerns but have also raised serious questions about potential quid pro quo relationships between companies and political parties. As we delve deeper into this controversy, we must keep asking the hard questions. Only then can we hope to shed light on the truth behind this contentious issue. The revelations have sparked a major controversy, leading to widespread calls for reform. People from all walks of life, political enthusiasts, journalists, and even everyday citizens have been voicing their concerns, demanding a thorough investigation into the electoral bond scheme. The air is thick with questions and the demand for transparency is deafening. The controversy has cast a dark shadow over the Indian political landscape. The concerns raised are not minor, they strike at the very heart of our democratic system. Corruption and extortion are heavy words, words that can shake the foundations of any democracy. And when these words are linked to the funding of political parties, the very entities that should be the torchbearers of honesty and integrity, it leaves a bitter taste in the mouth. The potential impact of this controversy is far-reaching. It's not just about the money. It's about the faith people have in their political system. If citizens feel that their elected representatives can be swayed by large donations, it could lead to a loss of trust, a cynicism that could be detrimental to the democratic process. But amidst the uproar, there is a glimmer of hope. The controversy has brought the issue of political funding into the limelight. It has exposed the urgent need for transparency and accountability in political funding. This could be the impetus needed to bring about much-needed reforms. As we await further developments, one thing is clear: the controversy surrounding electoral bonds has exposed the urgent need for transparency and accountability in political funding in India.